What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my video. And today, I'm doing my first interview ever with my cousin,
Damajae
Damajae.
Anthony.
And today, you guys, we're gonna be doing some very great, interesting questions. I have a total of 17 questions, and it's gonna be great. We practiced one last night. It was pretty funny. But today it's time to get down to it. So good evening, guests, and welcome to an exclusive interview with Damajae Anthony. But first, DJ, I just want to know, how are you doing today?
That's debatable. I'm feeling pretty fun, pretty set. My stomach wasn't feeling so well, but we're hanging in there. Had me a
I'm
nice, scrumptious bowl of cereal when I got
I'm
home.
I'm over here snacking on these. So how do you feel? So our first question, our first official question comes to, how do you feel about your mom and Jay not being, not celebrating holidays, only birthdays?
Well, to be honest, I don't really mind. It's at the end of the day, you can't really persuade them to spend their money on a holiday that you really don't have to spend your money on. And a lot of these holidays are just spin-offs. It's not really, people celebrate the wrong thing. That's not what the holidays were really made for anyway. So to be honest, I don't really blame them, and I don't really mind. But
Yeah.
me, when I get grown and old as a parent, I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna have my kids celebrate these holidays because I want them to live the life that I want to live, and grow up the way they want to grow up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I would have you go into more detail, but since we're up on a limited time here, we're gonna go ahead to our next question. What is your biggest pet peeve for the gospel industry and in reality? So outside of the gospel industry as well.
Pet peeves. That's an interesting question. Actually, um, my biggest pet peeves is probably one of yours. Actually, if you're gonna preach something, actually at least try to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't go out here and be like, "Oh yeah, I put God before everybody else." You know what I'm saying? I put God before everything, and then 2 seconds later, I see you up at the table. You ain't even pray yet. You just eating. You over there munching away.
Now, y'all,
So.
I'm guilt. Now, y'all, I'm guilty of that. I'll just sit down. Whew, I should pray. I'm gobbling up my food, but yeah, that's it. And then one of my biggest pet peeves is practice what you preach. That's what you got in anything. You got to pray. All right, so next one. How was it living in Chicago, Illinois, knowing that it's one of the dangerous states in America?
It's not that bad. Now, I will tell you that it is a constant where I stayed with my dad and his like fiance or whatever. I don't know. I don't
And
care.
y'all, when he stayed with his grandma, he stayed in the bougie part. You have to boop, 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 enter in the gate code and everything.
No, you had to. No, when I stayed with my grandma, it was much better. It was like a really quiet neighborhood. Nothing ever goes on. When I was staying with my dad, the area that we stayed at, it was a constant war zone 24/7. Actually, I would tell you a story that happened one night, but we're gonna leave it at I heard shots from around the corner. And it's just a lot of potheads, a lot of dangerous people. So anybody watching this, if you ever decide to go out, into Chicago area, especially where there's like a lot of numbers, 63rd, 64th, all that good stuff, please, please, please be careful, because man, if you ain't from around there and you don't know nothing about what's going on, and they ask you the wrong question, you answer it wrong, oh yeah, they're gonna light you up for sure. I'm just stating facts. So
Do
go on your own risk.
do you
Huh?
call Chicago home? Uh-oh.
Nah, I actually don't. Even though that is where I grew up for a portion of my life, I will always call Texas my home because that is my birth state. That's where I grew up with my dad and stuff before he moved away and whatever. That's
Yeah.
where I met most of my family. That's where I met you. That's where I met most of
Yeah.
most of my family.
What's one of the reasons that you like, like going down there?
To Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, really, it just be to see my dad and stuff. But the main reason I go down there is to see my grandma's check up on how she's doing, and the occasion or the sometime of the occasion where my auntie and my uncle comes down there. So yeah, and my like all my other cousins come down there.
Yeah. And then another question. Let's see. What was your biggest fear when you would perform with me for the virtual concerts? Now this I want to know.
Too funny. Biggest fear I can probably say that it was, you know, people being too judgmental. Like, you ever see some gospel be got like people who celebrate the gospel, they take part in the gospel, they are too judgmental. They be like, oh, he ain't even doing the dance right. He look like he faking that. He look like a fake. He look like he don't even celebrate. He don't even know what God is. You know what I'm saying? Like those type. Like I used to always be like, I hope I'm doing this right. I don't really know if I'm doing this right, and I don't really care. I'm dancing in my own way because I know what I'm dancing for. You're
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie. Whenever we did our first virtual concert and we got out there and we started dancing and you was footwork, I was about to say, wait a minute, Marjay, that ain't how. Cause I want you to do like how I dance. And so then I thought to myself, you know what? Cause I remember Uncle Lottie saying, she said, if that's your way of uniting with God, then that's your way. So I was saying, if that's his way of dancing to God, then that's his way. And boy, every time I go back and watch that virtual, I was like, Maje was in there cutting up. Remember, I was watching that virtual concert, and I was like, y'all, I told him, I said I wanted him to do one of the Kiera Shear songs. There's a Bomb in Gilead by Karen Clark. He said, I can't sing that high. And I said, well, we're gonna have to choose a different song. I said, wait a minute. You can just act it. If y'all go look at that virtual concert, that's exactly what he did. He had people thinking that was him singing. If y'all didn't know Kiera Shear, he had people thinking that he was hitting high notes. Boy, when that dude, yeah, you understood the assignment. If you had a chance to change your name, what would it be?
That is questionable. I haven't looked into it at all. I don't
Do
know
you
if
like your name?
I like my handle over my name, DJ. Everybody, my handle is DJ. That's what everybody calls me. My mom, my grandma, you, everybody in the family. So I may just get my name changed strictly to DJ so that because the problem that I have with my name is nobody knows how to pronunciate it except for my family. Like the people, not partly even my family too, because like a lot of people, Damajae, like cut it, chief. I might just change it strictly to DJ or something else. We never know.
Yeah, and plus, I don't even think in the United States you can't even get your name changed to a two-letter word anyway. So that probably wouldn't work no ways. What are your dreams and aspirations for 2026? Speaking that you graduate high school in 2025. So, maybe you may need a year to get it. So what is your dreams for 2026?
I'm going to um, start looking. Well, the year that I graduate, no, the year before, the year during graduation, I'm going to look into like uh, aircraft classes and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Drives that, all that. Start getting my licenses so that I can
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and get started with my journey. But before all that, when we move to Georgia, I'm going to look for a job and start saving up because I'm going to start looking into specific planes and specific trucks and all that so I can start my journey to travel the world. And I'm going to vlog it and all that. It's going to be a really cool experience.
Now I know at first you were talking about going to the army. Well, I see that change. What change?
Only reason that I wanted to go to the army because you look at army folk, they see you come out, they come about the army, they all big and strong and just what for? Like I wanted to be that strong. I wanted to be all big and strong and come back and save my mom from dangerous things. And I remember when I was a little kid, I used to want to stop trains with my bare hand, save people from tied up train tracks and whatnot. And man, I had a
Yeah,
wild dream. I just wanted to be strong. I do a couple
yeah,
pull-ups earlier.
yeah. And I do remember
Man,
you telling me that, huh?
I did a couple pull-ups earlier. I realized how hard it would be to get strong. Like, man, but I was
Yeah.
pushing
Oh,
myself. I
oh yeah.
did,
It's definitely. I remember Uncle Dejan had us down there doing those triangle push-ups. I'm like, Uncle
yeah.
Dejan, we King was sitting there, I can't do that. Uncle Dejan said, stop all that crying, man. Marvin, did you hear him? Did you hear King? You heard him?
Yeah, he said, no, I
So,
did.
but yeah,
Oh, that
all
boy
right. So
funny.
next one. Let's see. What's our next question? Do you believe that God is taking you higher?
As in spiritually, mentally, what we talking?
Spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, in reality, do you believe he's taking you higher?
In some states of mind, I will say I've been taken high ever since the Ava incident. I've
Mm-hmm.
I've been lifted by the heavens. Now it has been an emotional roller coaster. However, my mindset and my thinking is way different. So I'm physically and mentally more grown
Mature?
up. Yeah, mature, grown up, whatever you want to say. I've grown up mentally and physically. Spiritually, I feel there. Like, I just need to calm down a lot more. I still kind of have anger issues, but other than that, I'm spiritually there. So life is good. Life is on the positive side. For now. For now.
All right, and you guys, we're about to take a 30-second break. Do not go anywhere. Our next question is, how do you feel about the churches always ask for money but can never give anything, especially during the snowstorm? The Church of God in Christ is the biggest church organization. They didn't do anything but stay in a two-story houses or mansions. We don't answer yet. We'll be right back. All right, now we are back. What's funny? What's funny? Because I answered the phone back with food in my mouth.
Sorry.
What?
Okay. Let's go. Let's continue. Let's continue.
What was you laughing at?
uh, I just found that funny. Okay, let's continue.
No, Marlon, for real, what was you laughing at? Because I answered with food in my mouth.
Yeah, the camera turned on. You just had a blob full of food in your mouth. I just knew you stuffed your face. That was too funny. It took a 30-second break to stuff your face. That's crazy.
All right. Now, has there ever been a time when you just wanted to? Oh, yeah, go ahead and answer your question. How do you feel about the churches always asking for money but can never give anything? Especially during the snowstorm, the Church of God in Christ is the biggest church organization. They have 6.5 million members, and they didn't do anything but stay in their two-story houses or mansions. Now, I might get a lot of backlash for this, but it has to be said.
Well, I actually don't have a lot to comment. And sorry for the glitchy background and me moving a lot. I'm actually switching locations. I should have been set up, but
It's
we good
super.
now.
Oh, it ain't.
All
So
right.
you don't have no
So
comment for that?
honestly, okay. I know a lot of people are gonna think differently on this, and I know a lot of people are gonna have a lot of opinions, especially when it comes to you know giving money but not getting money but not giving. But my personal opinion, in my personal opinion, if you do this, you're not providing for your church, you're not putting it towards the church, you're just putting it for your own selfish desires. I personally will think of you differently and more negatively, because how you gonna do positive things regarding God and Jesus and whatnot, but then turn around and just not care about the people who even attends your church. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just unfair. It's like giving birth to a child and then not taking care of it.
Yeah, but I feel like it would be the same thing as if let's just say like a homeless person. I mean, homeless people, they don't take anything for granted. You can go help somebody, you can give them a ride. It's like the homeless people, I mean, it's like the people that are not in the church, they help more than the people that are in the church. They think just because they got these big old titles and this big old salary, they look at the church member like the people like the church members. They look at them as peasants. I'm about to tell you how this goes. I might get counseled after this, but the church members, they look at them as peasants. The evangelists and the security guards and stuff, that they're like, they're like the security. Then we have the prophets and the first ladies and all them. Then they the second. Then we have our pastors. Then our bishops. And our bishops is like the top line. The highest is the presiding bishop, which is presiding Bishop J. Drew Shear. And he's doing pretty good. But the bishops before, I mean, there's people in the Church of God in Christ. When they go somewhere, they hold their hands like this. And no, I'm not a part of it, but they hold their hands like this. And that's a try. They are Masons, kind of like the Illuminati. And I mean, you're in the church and you're a Mason. Hypocritical, man,
What's up,
hypocritical.
Sada?
But it's
Oh,
it's a
sorry.
lot. It's a lot. Hopefully, I don't know what can be done about this, but something has to break. Like Kiera said, something has to break. Has there ever been a time and has there ever been a time where you wanted to just give up on life?
Many, many times. Only thing that comes to it is I felt this. I felt this desire at one point many, many times. The thing is, I'm not mentally prepared to die. However, I don't care when I die or how I die. I just don't want it to be painful, which is the only reason that I haven't committed to it. And I find that I was put on this earth for a specific reason. It was to make people have more joy into things and see things differently. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to talk to many, many people about many, many things. And I'm gonna make this world, or at least try to make this world see differently and more positively, more than negative.
Yeah. And how if you now we're gonna ask this question right here. I know you answered last night. I was hoping to get some of the same responses that I got last night because that was hilarious. But if your mom had 5 kids, speaking that you are the only child, what would you do?
And I'm gonna tell you how I told you last night. I'm
You said you're gonna do what? Oh, you're gonna
gonna
say
tell
what
you
I
how you
said
told.
last night.
I'm gonna tell you like I told you last night. She better produce them before I leave. After I leave, I'm off the grid. You ain't seeing me.
He said she raising them on her own.
Or Jay or
Oh
G
man.
Mall. She gonna be calling everybody. She
And
call
Jay
me.
said he wanted
I don't
10
know if I can do.
kids.
Oh yeah, no, no, not happening. Not happening.
Monday, you can't stop that.
Yes, I can.
If they have
And
10
and
kids,
and
what you gonna do? Go in there and say, whoa, 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 stop. Put the baby back in. The
No,
baby gonna be already in the room.
I'm just not gonna let them have more than three.
Boy, there ain't nothing you gonna be able to do.
Cause listen,
Oh,
with having a baby, it's like it puts my mom more at risk of death. So if Jay kills my mom because he wants to have babies, humans that wasn't even meant to come on Earth,
Marjorie, there's
I'm
people that
after
had
his neck.
23 children before.
I don't care about other people. I care about my mom.
They still alive.
I don't care if they still alive or not. My mom's still alive. Dude. She only needs three children, me and two other little humans running around. That's
So
all.
y'all, what it really boils down to is Marjorie want to be the only child. Marjorie, I bet if she had 3 children, ain't gonna let nobody kill my mom.
I mean, I'd be fine with three children, but I mean, look at you. You have to deal with multiple children. I don't want to do all that now.
Oh yeah, it's a handful. You gotta tell them, sit down, don't touch that, stop it. Why you stand on that? Get down. Come on, come here. No, go to sleep, lay down. You hungry? Not all right. Why would you throw that on the floor? It it's a lot. Clean up your mess. You're not my dad. I don't care. I'm your brother. Clean that up. Man, you tell Keyshawn, leave me alone. And then they go in there and they tell them the exact same thing. Now they come out the room looking crazy. Still gotta clean up. So, all right. So here's another one. What do you regret telling me?
That I ever dated Ava. I
Why?
regret dating Ava in the first place, but I regret even telling you about her. You
Bro, they
had
got
us
married and everything.
you had us do a virtual wedding
Hey, dude, y'all.
with vows and everything. Now I bet you was thinking about, hey, search up some rings, we gonna trade rent. Right. We gonna share
I'm
our
telling you, that
screens
was
and
my
show the
first wedding.
rings.
I was at Uncle Clyde. I was staying with Uncle Clyde at the time. Boy, I was getting everything together. I was getting the flowers. Well, I didn't have no flowers, but if I had some money at the time, I would have. Boy, I would have had everything. I would even would have had the music playing. I wouldn't even think I was. Come on, get married. I got up on the Zoom. Ava was up on there. She was like, she was all close to the camera. It was funny. Well, it wasn't funny. It was just like, wow, my cousin's actually getting me thinking it's a real wedding. My cousin's actually getting married. Then I'm sitting up here saying I gotta mail y'all the certificates and everything. It was. Then I'm asking Ava what she want to change her last name to, and then 2 months later y'all get a divorce. Well, at the time we thought everything was real, so we called it a divorce.
I didn't
Oh,
think anything was real. I just followed along because I thought it was a good idea. I was young and dumb. Boy, you still think everything is real, boy. You get up on virtual games and be like, oh, you gotta turn on your blinker. Oh, stop, you finna hit him. We finna crash. Oh gosh.
and we don't even
Boy,
crash. The car go right through each other. I'm like, Maje, why would you hit my car?
for real. You'd be on my neck. Every little scratch. You'd be trying to hop out the vehicle and everything. Man, you'd be just
All right,
wishing
here
that
we
there
are.
was a hop out button. Man,
Boy, I love them games. All right, here's another question. Are you in a state of mind where you're happy?
wait, say that again?
Are you in a state of mind where you're happy? Like, are you at a
I
place in your life
guess
where you're happy?
I guess you can say I'm happy, although I don't. School is the only thing that makes me unhappy, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because of all the work and stuff and tests that we have, and especially because I joined in the middle of the year. Oh my goodness, it's filled with tests, and there's the STAR test coming up. I think I may have to do ninth grade because my dad and his fiance and I was involved in that drama for a little minute. So, and all the times that I was out of school, when the drama in Chicago happened, I was out of school for like at least 2 3 weeks. I came back to Texas, and now I was still out of school for a whole another week and then all these other days that we getting off, like the 4 day weekend that we just had, and then an upcoming 4 day weekend we having, and then soon is to be spring break. All these breaks, man.
Yeah. And I'm not even cool with my dad. I don't even like to call him. I'm so bad with mine, and a lot of don't nobody know this besides you. Like the public don't know it. I'm so uneven with my dad. I don't even like to call him my dad. When I talk to him or I talk to my mom, I'll say Kamari's dad. I don't even like to talk. I have everything of him blocked. The only thing I don't have blocked is his Facebook. I just re-added him, that way if he needs something or I need something, I can just call him. Or you can just call me. But other than that, I really try to answer because you think I need him for every little thing. Like for the Jesus experience that's coming up. Um, for a ticket. He said, I was telling him something about what did it say? Oh, he was trying to tell me about money. And now I'm not perfect. We gonna get some scriptures, man. It's about 320 thousands of things in the Bible. So he up there telling me about. He said, "So what does this say, son?" I said, "It says, what I said? It said, oh yeah, I said it says the love of money is the root of. I mean, I said the money is the root of all evil." He said, "See, no." He said, "That's." He said, "How you gonna be preaching to people?" He said, "It says that the love of money is the root of all evil." All right. So since I didn't say the love of money, now I'm all wrong. And he was it just led into a big art. Well, I wasn't arguing, I was just listening, and he was upset and frustrated. So I just said, all right, well, I'm about to go cook and I'll talk to you later. And as soon as I got off the phone, block, delete, blocked everything. Cause what's the point? Cause I originally called to ask him to see did he purchase his ticket yet? And then that ended up turning to cussing and yelling and arguing and fussing. So I was just like, you know what? It's cool. It's cool. But if you have $1 billion right now, what would you do?
I would actually come up with a. I wouldn't even know what to do with $1 billion, but
Oh,
I'd
one
probably,
billion. I said,
I'd probably 1 billion, and I probably wouldn't even know what to do with all that money. But taking a smart approach, I'd probably invest. I'll probably put some of that money towards like me getting more money, so putting more income. I'll probably invest in like stock in the markets or something. And I'm getting money and giving money. You know what I'm saying? Just to get more money back. And
Martin, you
then
are not going to invest in no stock market.
I've already looked into it.
You said what?
I've already looked into it. I've already started doing research and everything. But if
Oh,
I had $1 billion, that would really like push me out there so I can put a lot of money into marketing and whatnot and making money and giving money. So it's kind of going to be like self-automated. So all I have to do, hop on there, put a little bit of money on there, make a little thing, a little some, make some sales, get money, put that money back into it, and just repeat the
come on,
process
turn it down.
until I have like enough NFTs or whatever I'm doing that I can just go all day without checking it, and then I'll be making money.
All right. And let's see. How do you feel about moving to Atlanta, Georgia?
I wish I was just actually thinking about this earlier. I wish I could have stayed a little bit longer. Unfortunately, because unfortunately, I feel like I want to stay a little bit longer in Texas because there's a lot of things, a lot of people that I really didn't get to talk to like that. You know what I'm saying? When I go to Georgia, I ain't gonna nobody. I ain't gonna know nobody from Georgia, so it's gonna be like awkward. I'm gonna be trying to make friends, and people are gonna look at me like, you know. And a lot of people there, I heard from a very special person that I haven't talked to in a long time. He said if I don't keep training now, they really gonna be on my neck. because I'm not from around there. So I'm on my train. It's stressing me now because I don't know what to expect. But I just pray it's not like Chicago where it's like constant fights back to back to
I
back,
hope
and
so too.
I'm
I heard
involved
it's
in it.
like that's where a lot of celebrities and famous people, that's where they reside. That's where they go to, like such as oh no, Cardi B's in California. I'm thinking of Los Angeles. But a lot of famous people, they be in Atlanta too. You're gonna see a lot of famous people, such as Jessica the Prank. You know Jessica the Prankster? She lives down there. I think Nick Cannon. I'm not sure. I know it's a lot of famous people. I know for a fact Jessica the Prince lived down there. She made a video moving to Atlanta. And so
Well,
our
you got to
last
think
question.
because Atlanta is separate from all of Georgia. It's like Atlanta, and then you have all these other surrounding areas. Like people be like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Atlanta," and then but they really be like from the other nearby. No, you're from nearby Atlanta, not in Atlanta.
Yeah. And then our last question. Now this is our last question. Do you plan on, now I know you said before that you will never be in preaching or teaching, doing no preaching, no gospel, nothing to do with the church. I know you said that last time. Now, but just like you changed about the army, maybe you'll change it. But do you plan on doing virtual concerts? And I'm in. Listen, this is for any genre. It could be a rap virtual concert, the R&B a gospel rap virtual concert, a virtual, any virtual concert. Do you plan on doing any virtual concert of any site or preaching, motivational speeches?
I shall think about it. I definitely will do motivational speaking on my Instagram soon enough. You know, but I want to be able to go out and experience things in life on my own before I can actually tell people how to feel or what they're going through, how they should approach things. Because I've never approached it, so I feel like and I if I go out and I experience these things, I'll be able to help people in their journey and through life, and I'll be able to help more people out online, give them the truth behind things. So a lot of people nowadays they be lying, they just be lying through their neck. But I bet
Somebody, I seen this one video. This dude, he posted a video. He said, now it don't make no sense while I'm in church for 6 hours. he said, you in that church house preaching and sweating and drooling all over the place. He said, half of us going to hell anyway. He said, you gonna keep us in there for 6 whole hours. And then he said, then it's on Sunday. I'm up here trying to go home and watch the game. And he said, I'm sitting up here watching the game from my phone at church. And he said, you didn't kept us this long. And he said, I'm steady watching the time. Then he said, the lady steady walking back and forth with the collection plate. He said, I'm sitting over here looking at some booty. He said, I ain't even worried about the church. I'm focused on some booty. And he said, you got me over here, preacher, man. And boy, boy, that had me cracking up. I know and then he said the preacher be like, "Did you enjoy the sermon today?" Then the dude said, "No." He said, "Why not?" Oh my goodness. I would never keep nobody in church for 6 hours. Would you? If you were a pastor? He said he focused on some booty.
boy,
said y'all got
I
he
wouldn't
said
even
y'all
want to
got
be in the
sister
church
lady walking
for six
down the
hours.
aisle with the collection plate. Huh?
I wouldn't even want to be in the church for 6 hours, even as a pastor.
Now listen, Bishop TD Jakes, he be doing that. He'll keep them from 6:30 a.m. all the way up until what, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Because now I was just about to say 8 o'clock, but now that I think about it, it'd probably just be reruns. But he be keeping them for a long time. You know, like how the AT&T Stadium is. Bishop Jakes church is half the size of the AT&T Stadium. Oh y'all, this is Majae's dog Sada. Let me full screen you so they can see it. This is
Hey,
his
son.
This
He ain't getting
dog.
none of
What
my
kind of
fish
dog is?
for
Is that
real.
a Maltese or a what kind of dog is it?
I forget. He's a mix of something. He's a mix, but I call him Grizzly because look how black he is.
Oh yeah. You should have
He
called him
got
Michael Blackson. What happened to the light?
what like?
There ain't no more light. But I guess it's good because we're getting ready to end it anyway. But I
Oh,
wanna
before we end it, this is off topic, but I left a container in the oven. My mom turned it on not too long ago,
hmm
and this is what happened to the bowl.
what in the world? What is that?
This is a
A potato.
container with fish in it that I left in the oven overnight.
The oven. Marjorie, why would you put a bowl if you could have boy, you could have put that bowl on fire.
I left it in the oven for a reason. One, because it wasn't even mine. I was actually putting it in there so it can keep the heat in, but I forgot about it.
You said because it
So,
wasn't even yours.
hmm
That fish ain't yours. This boy trying to be secretive now. You would have burned down that house. Then what?
no, my mom did that. She gave this to me.
Oh, oh Lord. I don't know what y'all over there doing. But thank you, Marjay, for doing this. For having the interview, for allowing me to interview you. I thought it was gonna be hard trying to interview you. I said, I'm thinking of another event. But I guess as you can clearly see, it wasn't hard interviewing you. Hopefully your mom's job interview, I mean your mom's job thing don't come in because March 29th,
No,
we have I'm having a school concert. I'm gonna have a concert at my school. It's gonna be well, no, it's not at my it's gonna be at a church. So I'm gonna post the ticket. I mean not the tickets. I'm gonna post the RVSP and the flyers and stuff. I'm gonna have there's gonna be two concerts, one at a Bible church and one at my school. So y'all, thank you, Marjorie, for being up on here. Here's his information. I don't for majority of the time. His Instagram, I mean not his Instagram, it's what you call it. His Instagram and everything will be down in the description. Thank you so much, Marjorie, for being up on here with me. And is there anything else you want to say about your YouTube or anything?
I'm gonna be. I say this a lot, but I think I'm gonna start posting a little bit of COD content. I did this. Can you relax? I did this on my